Mr. Jinjin, basking in the sunlight. Say hello. Meow meow. Hello, Shabby. Say hello. What's up?
Hey everyone, it's Leanie again. I figured that this week we would do a tutorial. I have been working on learning how to make boxes, namely like gift boxes. So I wanted to offer you all the ability to do the same thing. It's fairly easy, especially on a Silhouette Cameo 4 or Cameo Silhouette 4 or however you say it. I'm sure it's just as easy on the Cricut. So I'm going to be offering two templates, or actually it's three different templates. The bottom inner part and a top plain and a top with a cutout. So I'm going to be offering those for free on my website so that you can download them and use them at your will. So let's get started. What you are going to need for this project are the following. At least most of this is optional, but I would suggest thick cardstock paper. This is 100 pound or 80 pound. I'm not sure. One of the two. I think it's 100 pound cardstock paper. I'm also going to be using a 80 pound craft cardstock paper. Um, if you do not have a Cricut or a Silhouette, you can use a bone folder with a scoring board, or you can do it by hand or whatever, and you can use scissors. So this is the inner box template. I'm going to be doing this tutorial using the Silhouette. Hopefully someone else that has a Cricut can do it for the Cricut. So all of the red lines are the edge lines. They are cut, and all the blue dash lines are score or fold lines. So I already saved this in SVG form, PDF, and PNG. I don't know if it works in the PNG and the PDF form. I've primarily been using it as an SVG because with SVG you can break it down by line and it's a lot easier. So here we have Silhouette, and I am going to merge the file in. Excuse the sticker files that I've been working on. Let's get to DIY, simple gift box. So we have box interior. This is an SVG, open. It comes in really, really tiny. So you basically make it the size that you want. So you bring it in and you make it 8 inches, whatever, and 6.5 for this example, for the red part, for the part that's going to be cut. You can keep the lines the same colors I have, or you can change it to whatever color scheme you typically use for cut. And then for the score lines, you make it 8, the same length as is about this, and it's like 5.35. From here, you print. And let's go ahead and print this. I am going to take the interior part of the box and print it on this craft paper. I'll be back once it's printed. So while that is printing, I just wanted to point out some things that are on the screen here. I set this up with a cutting mat of 12 by 12, and I'm using 8.5 by 11 paper. If you would like to make larger boxes, I would suggest getting 12 by 12. I do have some 12 by 12, but when I originally started working on this tutorial and working on my own individual boxes, I only had 8.5 by 11, and I feel like most people would probably only have 8.5 by 11 paper. So that's what I'm doing, and I just realized that I'm printing this without the registration marks. And I'm sure there are a lot of people that were looking at this and screaming at me that it didn't have the registration marks. So we're gonna have to print this again. Alrighty. So as you can see, barely it's printed on the paper. And that is so it won't really show up when you actually have it cut, um, or as a box, so you don't really see it. But it helps you to be able to see where you're supposed to be cutting, if you're going to be doing it by hand, and where you're supposed to score if you're going to do it by hand. But this is going to go in the silhouette in a moment. But first, I want to show you the top of the box. So a suggestion that I have regarding doing a box cover, um, as you can see, this one is slightly larger than this one, and that's so that you can slide the box directly on top of the other one. But something that you can do is if you have a white background, or I would suggest having like a white background, like flattened image if you're going to do this, so that when you bring it into your cutting machine, you don't have to worry about extra lines trying to be cut. But you can put this here on the top of the box and you have branded material. Um, and I think that's really cute and really cool. I might actually try that, and I'm going to show you all what that looks like as well because I love it. But what we're going to be also working on is a top that looks like this, where you remember all the cut lines are the red lines. So you'll have something like happy birthday across it, where you can either put vellum paper or you can put acetate, the clear material that you can make stencils and stuff from, underneath here, or just keep it open. It doesn't matter, um, to make gift boxes. So we're going to do both this and this. I'm going to change my background so that it's white and not gray. And I will show you all what both of those look like printed out um, from Silhouette. Okay, so I'm not going to lie that this took me a long time to figure out. I had to do it inside of Silhouette instead of inside of Affinity Designer. Um, I will show you all real quick what I had to do. Um, I'm afraid to touch this one, but first let me, let's see, put my registration marks. I'm not going to do that again. And while this is printing, I will show you all what I had to do in order to get this. All right, so let me go ahead and print this. I was about to have another hissy fit, but apparently it doesn't matter if this part shows up or not. It looks like it's not centered though, so let me fix that real quick. Let's center you. Is this all connected? Yes, it is. Center this, and center this. And center. It is centered. It just didn't look like it. It's really weird. Is it because this isn't centered? Yeah, that's not centered. Okay. And now that's centered. And now that looks right. I'm having issues today. So anyway, let me go ahead and print this. And then I will show you all how I did this. Don't worry about it not showing up here. It will still cut. I'm just going to show you all how I did this because I'm not going through that again. That was difficult. Let's box top one. It doesn't matter really right now what the size is. I just want to show you all. So first I took the text, and let's type in, uh, yeah, come on, it's a girl. Okay? And then you take the text. You can have it this way if you want, instead of the other way that I had it. And let's fill it in. First, it doesn't need a line, and let's fill it in with black so we can see it. It's still red for some reason, so let's just make it black, the whole thing black. Okay, and then I'm going to take this font and change it to that. That works. It's pretty-ish. I think I'm going to make it a little thicker. Okay. So then you do my camera is right in front of this. So then you do this, the offset. Then you do this, the offset, for the text. And I need it to touch. So like that, and then apply. And then you have it all right there. Okay. I also would like to have, let's go with a circle instead of the opening that I had earlier. Just do something a little different so you can see some different options that you can do with this. It's really kind of neat. So we have a circle, we have the text, and we have the offset. There. Okay, so we take the offset, we take the circle, go to the modify panel, and then you click divide. And from there, you should be able to, not that part, take the little pieces that overlap. I don't know if you all can hear all those noises that are going on over here. Don't know what happened. Just click delete. That was weird. And it'll cut out with the red circle, and it'll cut out this, but it'll print it's a girl right here. So that's how I did it. When I was looking at tutorials for how to do this, it said that you needed to click subtract all, and that did not work for me. But anyway, that's how I do it. So let's look at the two sheets that printed. We have the happy birthday one that I showed you all, and we have the box top for just like a printed box top for, with your company logo. So now I'm going to put them on my cutting machine. I have a Silhouette Cameo 4, and we're going to see what they look like when they come out. So the first item has cut. It's the interior of the box. I want to let you all know that I did change a setting or change something while I was cutting it because I realized it just wasn't cooperating in the way that I wanted it to. Because these, let me show you. These blue lines, they were dotted lines, and that is a bit of a pain when you are trying to cut because it'll go do 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 do, on the cutting machine. So I went ahead and I selected these lines and I turned it to this line style. It doesn't matter about the thickness, so it helped. It just made it go smoothly across and score it instead of taking forever. So let me go ahead and cut the other ones, and I will be back with you. One more quick note. When you are cutting something that you don't want, or you have something in your file that you don't want cut, like I don't want this logo cut, I put the line art around it as white, and then I just deselect it. Alrighty, all three are printed and cut. Let me take this off this board, and you can see how it was cut. You can feel little score marks there too. And remember how I said that not to worry about the inside not showing that it was cut? See, it cut. It was just being weird and giving me a heart attack. So the next step here is to glue it. You can use a glue stick. You can use, I've seen some people use hot glue gun. I personally, Elmer's glue all. And these little clips to hold it. I have quite a few clips so that I can do all of these at once. And I typically wait for any of the white part of the glue to disappear. Once it disappears, I know that um, it's probably, completely cured. All right, so let's start with the bottom. As you can see, there's a little lines that show you where everything is cut. These parts are the parts that you are going to be gluing. I usually, break the little parts that are still there. I have, from my trial and error, I try to bend these pieces first and then do, it's see severus back there, and then do these end pieces because it just seems to keep it from fraying too much. So I bend that, then I lay it down to get it out of the way. Bend that, bend these little tabs in. Same with this. Bend the little tabs in. And then I glue it on. Now, like I said, you can use any kind of glue you like. I would suggest a good strong one, just to keep your sanity so that if you are going to end up using these gift boxes, to sell or just for yourself that you know they won't just pop off. I try to make sure I line it up exactly and then make sure these clips are on there exactly as well. So let me go ahead and do the other side as well. This is the quickest part of the whole thing, luckily. Not waiting. Waiting takes quite a while, but this is the quickest part of assembly. This is the quickest part of it. So there you go. That's one box. Now let's work on the box that has my logo on it. Box number 2 is done. See? Isn't it cute? Oops, upside down. And the last one. All right. That's the happy birthday one. Do, do, do. All right, so I will return momentarily. Okay, they appear to all be dry. We're gonna do this together. Hopefully, the boxes. So I just took off the clips for these two, or four, sorry. And as you can see, the box is stable. It's not like a, hardcore box, but it's cute. Let's do this one. And this took maybe 10 minutes to completely dry. I just went ahead and did other things. And here, box. I did other things while I was waiting for them to dry. I had an order to get out, which is always lovely, or at least print. I didn't have some of the stickers ready to go, and they are from Etsy. They're from Etsy, not from my website. So, moment of truth. Will it fit? I have a feeling the box size might be a little bigger than I need it to be, and yes, it is. No. Yeah, it doesn't fit. What about this one? Why does that one fit and that one doesn't? That's weird. It's actually too big. Okay, well, I am going to mess around with this one. Um, I guess. But this one fits. It's just a standard box, see? And you can put your item in here, see? You put it on top. I'm going to play around with it a little bit to make sure that I'm giving you all the absolute correct sizing. Don't want to mess it up. All right, be back momentarily. Okay, so I went ahead and fixed all the sizes. I'm not going to print it again. You pretty much get the idea. This was actually printed too small, and that's why it didn't fit around the box, but everything should be perfectly fine for the files that you can use on your own. Feel free to use them. Feel free to um, make your own adjustments or whatever on them. Something that I was thinking about in regards to the box top or even the box bottom, you could put your own graphics or doodles or whatever. Just make it your own. This is just a basic, simple gift box. Play around with some ideas. I'm sure you'll come up with something great. So thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give that a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs up. And subscribe if you want to. I hope to see you all again next week.